2 stops into the season, the championship tour has seen a seismic shift. The new schedule has led to rankings with unforeseen leaders amongst the pack.
You're now #1 in the world.
Sunset Beach saw breakthrough wins for Brisa Hennessy, a third-year tour battler, and Baron Mamiya, a come-from-nowhere wildcard. After more than 2 years away, surfers return to the powerful shifting lineups of Peniche. Traditionally a tour stop where pressure overwhelms, Supertubos is infamous for its upsets and meltdowns.
There's no way. I mean, I should have won the heat.
And what?
And he stomps it. That thing was huge.
With the mid-year cut top of mind, veterans and rookies alike are in dire need of big results. The road to the Rip Curl WSL Finals rolls on. Here at the MEO Pro Portugal, presented by Rip Curl. Welcome to Peniche, perched on the western edge of Europe and the location of the MEO Pro Portugal. An hour north of Lisbon, Peniche is a quiet fishing village located on a narrow peninsula, surrounded to the north and south by incredible surf breaks.
Pretty classic old school fishing village with a lot of cool, rich culture. And one thing you always want to do is score Supertubos to get the barrel of your life.
The most renowned surf spot in Peniche is Supertubos, an extremely powerful beach break offering up both lefts and rights with quick, punchy sections and long, hollow walls.
Weightless on the takeoff, an absolute camera comes out behind the spin.
Any type of wave that barrels, usually there's consequences that follow with it. It breaks boards, it eats them up, spits them out. It's shallow, it's hard, it breaks hard, it can break body. You know, you get stuck into the sand.
Guaranteed he connected with the bottom there.
It changes day to day from high tides, low tide, big waves, small waves, barrels, mushy. It's going to change every heat. It's going to change every day.
The MEO Pro Portugal is stop 3 on the WSL Championship Tour. On the women's rankings, it's Costa Rica's Brisa Hennessy in first with the yellow leader's jersey, and in second is Hawaiian Mamiya Manuel.
Brisa Hennessy is the winner of the Hurley Pro and #1 in the world.
Brisa Hennessy earned the rankings lead at the Hurley Pro Sunset Beach. It was her first win on the championship tour.
I mean, I never would have thought that I would be wearing yellow. Seriously, I could never even dreamed about this moment. Seriously.
Your champ, Brisa Hennessy.
To celebrate International Women's Day, all surfers will compete in Portugal wearing jerseys with the name of the trailblazing female athlete who inspires them most.
The person I picked for International Women's Day is Andrea Vargas. She's an incredible hurdler. I think she just represents women in Costa Rica so well.
On the men's side, it's Hawaiian Baron Mamiya in first on the rankings, followed by Japan's Kano Igarashi and Hawaiian Seth Moniz.
A wide open face, big wind up, layback hammer in the pocket. The wild card drills it again.
22-year-old Baron Mamiya's win at Sunset Beach launched the wild card all the way to first place.
Making the North Shore proud, born and bred, your 22 champion. Let's give it up for Baron the Prodigy Mamiya.
I can't believe it. You know, I wasn't even on tour, and I got into pipe through a wild card, and then I got another wild card here. So, I mean, I'm super stoked.
It's a huge statement for a wild card to be #1 in the world, and he will be dangerous competing at Supertubos.
Just 4 places behind Baron in the rankings is American Kelly Slater.
Here we go, the GOAT, Kelly Slater. Textbook, backside tube ride, behind the spit. It never gets old.
At the first event of the season, Slater achieved the greatest win of his career.
The aggression that we're seeing out of Kelly Slater, he looks like a young buck, bringing the heat, and he looks like he wants to win.
Kelly Slater has just won his 8th Billabong Pro Pipeline. Kelly Slater is back.
I committed my life to this, you know, to all of this. All the heartbreak and all the winning and all this crap. You know, I've hated lots of it, but I just savor this, and this is the best one of my life.
Unfortunately, Sunset Beach was a different story for Slater. The 50-year-old was eliminated from competition in the round of 32.
Attention, priority interference has been called on Kelly Slater.
I obviously don't love Sunset. I don't like the wave. I don't put the time in. I don't respect the wave, and it doesn't respect me back. So unless I change, it's not going to change.
Over the last few years, Portugal has not been kind to Slater. With a string of 9th place finishes, the GOAT has not made a finals appearance in over a decade.
You know, I know I got to go there and win some heats.
There's a lot of frustration coming out of Kelly Slater at the moment.
Just, again, 3 years in a row, I can't put it together out here. I had a first and a second. Now I've had a bunch of, like, almost last, so I don't know what it is.
Slater needs a good result at this year's Portugal Pro to stay in the top 5.
11-time world champion, the GOAT coming out. He's up against a tough opponent, though. Colapinto is a giant killer, and he has been known to take down some massive names.
This was the start of the heat for Kelly. Nice quick tube. There's the finish. The crowd went bananas. Scores coming in for Ibeli's start, 5.67. That was the tube to roundhouse cutback. This will break the tie. Rolling in now. Kelly down to the bottom. Wide open pit. Gets the exit. Stretches this one out for a backside blast off the closeout. He'll get the lead with that wave. And getting the make is Caio Ibeli. Outside of the barrel now. Big front side float in the flats. Caio Ibeli leads over Kelly. Slater needs a 6.28 now.
Nice size set wave, super deep. From behind it, came out.
Counted as complete, 8.17 for this one. Bottom's chopping out, deep for Caio Ibeli.
Unbelievable. I thought that was going to be a turn of this heat once again.
Kelly Slater moves on to the round of 16.
There's no feelings in nature. You just go back to your human nature out there. It's like, I want to wave, I want to win. Oh! Yeah, the waves are good. It's pumping.
Coming up next, the men's round of 32 continues, and Supertubos lights up.
Wow, what a wave.
Well, here goes Geordie, and he's deep as well. Gets a big pump in, completely disappears. Gets hosed out, he loves it.
Welcome back to the MEO Pro Portugal.
The surf is absolutely firing.
The men's round of 32 continues with pumping conditions at Supertubos. In the first heat, Brazilian Felipe Toledo faces Australian Owen Wright.
Toledo gets into his stride. Nice whipping car from him. And he'll go over the lip with that projection floater maneuver and bashes it again. And already puts spice into this encounter. Right, bangs one. Really nice backhand hanger from Owen. And pushes hard on that one. Manages to hang on. The wave goes a little soft. Just the 2 hits from him.
Here we go with Toledo.
On the backhands. Little whipping line adjustment off the bottom. Snaps one off the top and again. Releases those fins and gathers himself for a finish.
That is ultra fast surfing and really, really progressive turns when we're just looking at rail turns.
Unbelievable energy from Felipe Toledo.
Felipe whipped out his magic board, the dark arts sharp eye that he used in the WSL Finals in 2021, and that board was money under his feet.
And a very impressive performance indeed. Look forward to seeing him in the round of 16.
I had a strategy on my mind to put 2 solid scores on the board first and make sure, there was no door open for Owen to try to steal the show.
As the round of 32 continues, the weight of the yellow jersey is too much for Baron Mamiya.
Hard off the bottom, Jordy Smith lays down that big frontside carve. Drives into the next section. Nice solid snap off the lip. Smith is starting to heat up.
There's a gravity to that yellow leader's jersey, and it seemed that it was heavy on the back of Baron Mamiya. It was all Jordy Smith, and Jordy disposed of the wild card.
In the next heat, California's Griffin Colapinto takes on Brazilian Jadson Andre.
Knife and barrel, big hit.
Pretty much looking for the barrel, yeah.
You're looking for the barrels off the start, you get hit after it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's doing two combos.
Yeah.
What a dream to have the world's best scoring conditions on a Sunday here in Portugal, where it's top to bottom spitting barrels.
Griff, he's deep, beautiful off the bottom, and he will come out of that nice and clean. Goes all floppy, shows us he liked it.
Here comes Jadson, nice hollow cave. Gets a completion. Quick reaction off the lip, he'll lose the finishing move.
While Jadson struggles, Colapinto finds his rhythm in the pristine conditions at Supertubos.
Wow, again, from behind it, bigger wave, and just see the spit comes out. That's the kind of intensity of the wave. When you have that kind of vapor coming out the end, you know the wave was intense and very hollow, so that helps the score.
To get Supertubos pretty much all time right now, it's a dream.
What kind of results are you looking for here at Supertubos?
I want to win, yeah.
As competition moves into the round of 16, Kelly Slater is up against Griffin Colapinto.
Griffin Colapinto ready for probably one of the heats of his life.
Griffin has been looking better and better through the year. And here he is, grabbing the rail, really nice and deep actually on that section, and then comes out clean with a big backhand schrack in the lip. So looking really good out there.
Here we go, Kelly's seen something he likes, he's committed. Look at this, nice and thick, and he goes, and he's deep behind a curtain. Kelly right back at this and well within striking distance.
This man keeps swinging. We've got Colapinto exiting the tube on the back end, doing a great job hunting under Kelly's watch.
Kelly Slater from the deep end of the pool.
If he comes out of that, he's going to get it.
Didn't have quite the drive, and that was a very long section. Kelly got his one wave, but that wasn't enough. He needed two. Congratulations to Griffin.
Griff took out the GOAT, and that gives Griffin Colapinto a lot of confidence moving forward into the quarterfinals.
I feel really good with that mid-season cut and all. You got to be kind of getting results. So, to make a couple of heats so far, and I'm hoping to go on to win the contest.
I took my first one, and it wasn't a very good one, and then Griffin got his 2 waves behind mine. He got his left that was pretty good. So had I waited 2 more waves after waiting like 10 minutes, maybe I would have had that and could have changed the flow of the heat, but just the way it goes.
The round of 16 continues, and Brazilian Felipe Toledo faces American Jake Marshall.
But we got another hot heat in the water right now.
We'll check out Toledo here, and he'll drag one, put himself deep. And again, really just going through the motions here, cruising through the gears, trying to put points up with out the back Marshall. He'll get in the tube, nice and smooth. Toledo off the bottom, stalling, dragging the bum. And he gets some nice coverage on the backhand. He's looking for something in here. Goes for a massive rotation. It is buttery, soft, and smooth as you like. The crowd loves it. A flat 8 for Toledo. Toledo put up massive numbers. He's going to be dangerous in the quarterfinals.
Coming up next, it's the women's turn to take on Supertubos.
As she looks at a left-hander here with a late drop.
Tati snapping.
Welcome back to the MEO Pro Portugal.
This is one of those days where the wind is finally abated and looks like the conditions are pretty darn good.
The women's round of 16 is out in the water. The conditions have improved, so it's far more contestable.
So we're going to be seeing a bit of performance as well as barrels. This first heat underway here was a good one.
The women's event is called on, and Brazilian Tatiana Weston-Webb faces rookie Luana Silva.
Luana Silva bangs a really nice turn. The release of the tail, there's another.
She pushed it hard too. That was almost too hard, but that was just on the edge.
Tati snapping on the left-hander there. Tatiana getting the better of that exchange. Luana Silva
holds it off the bottom, whacks one through the lip.
Tatiana, here she is again.
Off the top a couple of times, and she likes the second turn. And that wave selection that we've talked about how important that is, and choosing those corners. That's what Tatiana Weston-Webb's been able to do throughout this one. A win through to the quarterfinals.
It's been really hard for me to click into rhythm this year, and that heat just kind of showed me like, hey, my surfing's still there, I can still compete.
Stephanie Gilmore is looking to rebound from a slow start to her season. The Australian is currently in 16th place.
One big move, beautiful backside hook.
Really important heat for Steph Gilmore. She missed pipe. She had a lackluster performance at Sunset. So this is a make or break heat if she wants to make that mid-season cut.
Steph Gilmore feeling relieved, back in the mix here into the quarterfinals.
It was really tough out there. You know, the tides change so rapidly here, and yeah, I'm stoked to just make a heat. You know, I've had such a bad start to the year, so it's good to just make some ground.
World number 1 needs a 6.26. Stumbling on the takeoff, Brisa goes down.
Brisa Hennessy and the yellow jersey can't keep pace with American Courtney Conlog.
I feel like I had a good awareness. It's like the opportunity. I mean, not right. Obviously, I missed, but it's like
So we lost world number 1 to Courtney Conlog. And Courtney matches her power with the power of this wave really well, and it just kind of went in her favor.
Yeah, it was nice while it lasted, but no, I'm just kidding. It was definitely going to be a hard battle to go up against Courtney. She is, I think, just such a powerhouse, and I really look up to her.
The quarterfinals begin, and Tatiana Weston-Webb takes on rookie India Robinson.
Tatiana's had a slow start to the season, coming off of a second place finish last year in 2021, the best in her career.
As she looks at a left-hander here with a late drop and a big turn high in the lip, plenty of spray. And she'll click down a turn and then take on a meaty end section and does so well to land it. 8-8-3, and what a way to kick things off.
India Robinson, the rookie, showing the rail game that got her on the championship tour right here.
And that's exactly the way she needed.
India Robinson, she sold Tati on that wave, and now she's opened the door.
India Robinson desperately looking for a chance here. She's not going to get anything like the required score. Beautiful turn from Tatiana Weston-Webb. Tati, a job well done. She should to the semi-final where she'll meet Carissa Moore.
The most recent of their matchups was at the Rip Curl WSL Finals, where they went head-to-head.
Well, it's going to be like every other Carissa heat. It's going to be a good heat. I got to surf well and make smart choices.
Lakey Peterson's rise as a title contender began in 2018.
And Lakey Peterson with an absolute screamer, tagging that one off the top. She loved that, and so she should.
Really attacks the first section. Let's hear it for your champion, Lakey Peterson.
The Californian was impressive during her first title campaign, but finished the year in second place.
Here we go, this is it. Maybe her last opportunity in 2018. Trying to hang on to the finish. That whitewater's gonna take her down.
It was so much fun to actually be in a position to potentially win a world title, and that's what I'm here to do. And 2019, that's what I'm focused on.
Sadly, the pattern followed in 2019, when a defeat to Tyler Wright in Maui ended her world title dreams.
And just like that, Lakey officially out of the world title race.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to learn for me, and hopefully it'll just make me better, and one day I'll walk up this cliff happy. Yeah.
In a double blow, her exit also meant she missed out on qualifying for the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games.
To see what happened in Maui and to lose out in the Olympics and the world title, all within one heat, it's devastating for her.
Yeah, it just got in the way last year. Really distracting to feel like you have to win a world title or make the Olympics. It's a lot.
Hardship continued for Lakey. In April of 2021, she was forced to withdraw from competition due to a back injury. She would miss the remainder of the season.
It's hard to come back from being so close because it's right there.
That sometimes can force you to hold on a little bit too tight. I guess my biggest takeaway is just you can't force it.
It's what needed to happen to get her to be a world champion.
Coming off of 2020 and having the year off due to COVID and then getting injured at the beginning of 2021, I haven't had a chance to really get going since the end of the 2019 season, which sort of left a bad taste in my mouth. So,
I'm seeing a whole different Lakey Peterson now than we saw at the beginning of this heat.
I just want to be my best version of myself. I want to have fun. And I just have faith that if I do that, it's going to work out the way it should.
Quarterfinal number 2 hitting the lineup, the two Californians.
The quarterfinals continue, and Lakey faces fellow American Courtney Conlog.
Courtney flying down the line with so much speed. Lakey Peterson answering back, snap off the top. Courtney releases that tail. Nice snap on the second and just throws it up. Courtney just wasn't picking the right waves.
All of the changing condition, the wind coming up the face, put her off kilter.
Lakey was able to make that on-the-fly transition that it takes to be a champion.
That first turn was kind of her money turn.
As we see Courtney, great engagement of the rail. Is she gonna make it out of the finish? That was heavy. So Lakey's done what she needs to.
For me, I've had like kind of a few years off because after 2019, obviously the pandemic, and then last year I was injured. So I really haven't had too much time to surf with Courtney or against her in a while. Yeah, I was happy to get that one up on her, but she's always a tough one.
Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, Griffin Colapinto finds perfection.
Here goes Griff with a ton of speed, massive air.
And what?
And he stomps it. That thing was huge.
How do you defend that if you're Kolohe?
Welcome back to the MEO Pro Portugal.
Jordy and his team as well completely disappears.
All these guys are just on fire in conditions that everybody up there is super fropped out.
Toledo goes for a massive rotation.
Earlier in the round of 16, Griffin Colapinto pulled off an upset win over Kelly Slater.
This man keeps swinging. We've got Colapinto, the tube on the back end, doing a great job hunting under Kelly's watch.
And this is where you saw the charge of Griffin Colapinto.
Wow. Kelly and barrels.
Japan's Kano Igarashi took the heat win and the rankings lead.
We'll lock in on this left-hand tube that's opening wide.
Big old triangle came in, and I could have gone right or left, or probably got a score even going straight. The wave was so good.
What a great performance for the man who's on top of the leaderboard.
Competition moves into the quarterfinals, and the new rankings leader is taking on Hawaiian John Florence.
Right here, John Florence dancing on the backhand, rhythm, flow, tempo, all in play.
John starting off looking like he's in total control.
Live action, Florence got himself a right-hander.
But just the way he put together a heat, just because he showed no weaknesses, he looked inspired to throw down some powerful rail hooks, and Kanoa's really left in the dust.
Last chance for Igarashi. His requirement is a 7.26 now. Wow.
This is going to come up short, is my belief.
comes up several points short as well. John Florence will take the win, and he will look to come back for semifinals.
I do love coming here. I love the people and the waves and everything about it. It's a lot of fun. This wave is amazing, the way it kind of forms up on the beach here. So I really enjoy surfing out here.
The next heat features American Connor Coffin against Brazilian Felipe Toledo.
As we see a first attempt to kick things off for Connor Coffin.
Just comes undone there.
Connor just went out swinging for 10s on every turn, but he couldn't land anything.
Power jam, but just out of control. Another fall for Connor.
I almost felt like he was so fired up against Felipe that he just couldn't pull off a maneuver.
Here comes Toledo, and looks like he's got another good opportunity, throwing down a beautiful arc once again.
It was really a one-way heat where Felipe was just in his rhythm, started going to the air, and Connor Coffin was quickly left behind.
As we see Toledo checking out a left, off the bottom, tail high reverse. Just toying with that section. Toledo putting this one to bed in dominant fashion.
Just trusting your equipment, trusting yourself. That's what I've been doing, you know, just really enjoying the process.
This right, brother.
Both hailing from San Clemente, Griffin Colapinto and Chloe Andino share a special bond as competitors.
Brother's been a huge mentor to me. He's 5 years older than me, and like he's always been so cool, and him and his dad have always been like so helpful with me. And
Chloe Andino took Griffin Colapinto under his wing at a very early age, has always looked out for Griffin Colapinto, and has been a big part of Griffin's development as a professional surfer.
Two good friends from the same town, Kolohe older, Griffin just getting started, and for some reason Griffin seems to get the jump on Kolohe quite a bit for goals.
And now a first ever Triple Crown champion from the state of California.
Griffin Colapinto is your U.S. Open of Surfing champion.
being friends, but also like competing for the same thing, it can get a little bit weird, you know? I'm sorry. That was gnarly. You want your friend to do good, but at the same time, you're like, it's a weird clashing of feelings, you know?
Good job. Thanks, brother. I'll be here for you.
I try to work on is like being excited for my friends, you know, celebrate the blessings of others, because we're all blessed to be on this tour and competing. So, you know, God chose them and it's their day, and enjoy it with them.
He's definitely really like worked hard, show that he's like really truly happy for me when I do good. Even myself, I want to be truly happy for him too. Well, good job. Thanks. Love you too. Sick we both got.
Kolohe Andino is one of those guys who's always there for you, but in a heat, you know, obviously there's no friends.
The quarterfinals continue, and Colapinto faces Andino.
The master versus the apprentice. Kolohe Andino, no problem. That's a full rotation on the backhand. Nice way to start his matchup against Colapinto, breaking away.
Yeah, finds himself a corner here and throws up a big punt and whips it around. It's a massive one and a crucial moment in this heat. 7-8-3. Colapinto goes into the lead.
Griffin's getting a good start. He's looking free without priority, and all of a sudden this left-hand wedge comes to him, and he goes to the sky.
And one.
And he stomps it. That thing was huge.
It looked like he was floating in slow motion and landed it so perfect.
Call it what? Call it a 10-point ride.
Perfect 10, our first of the season.
I'm telling you.
Unbelievable performance.
It almost felt like I won the contest for a second, but then I realized I still have more heats to surf, so got to bring it back. You know, I'll enjoy the moment, but you know, once I go to bed, tomorrow's a new day.
Coming up next, we crown a women's champion.
It's finals day here at the MEO Pro Portugal, presented by Rip Curl.
She's on point. She's fired up for this one.
Wow, what an incredible performance that we are witnessing from these women.
Welcome back to Peniche for the MEO Pro Portugal.
It's finals day, and the women's quarterfinals have just hit the lineup.
Earlier in the quarterfinals, Lakey Peterson defeated fellow American Courtney Conlog to advance to the semifinals.
Now coming off the bottom, right perfectly places the tail.
And Tatiana Weston-Webb eliminated rookie India Robinson, setting up a semifinal showdown with the reigning world champion, Carissa Moore. The semifinals are called on, and Australian Stephanie Gilmore is up against California's Lakey Peterson.
Gilmore with some room completes her backside snap into a combination of turns. Steph off the bottom, there's a clean backhand snap. Gilmore back to the lip. Nice flow and form.
Nice way to start the heat for Steph. 5-5, followed up with a 6-5.
Lakey Peterson. Big turn from Lakey Peterson as she's back to the right. Speed jam off the lip. She's got a lot of energy. There's the flow, and she is out of there.
That's the best way of the heat so far. That first turn, great technique, a lot of power.
So Lakey still needs a 5.23. Racetrack left, trying to come around off the bottom. Backside wrap. Snaps it again off the lip. Could that be a lead change at 1 minute 40 seconds to go, Laura?
Wow. I mean, it's going to be close.
Scores dropping for Lakey Peterson, a 5.57. Lakey takes one again off of Stephanie Gilmore for just the second time in her career.
It's always tense moments when you're on the beach just waiting to hear whether you made it or not, but that's also kind of what makes it so good when you actually get through.
You can tell Tati's fired up.
For Tatiana Weston-Webb, 2021 was a remarkable season.
Drives, digs deep off the bottom, throws plenty of spray as she hangs onto that one.
Yeah, last year I think obviously was the best year I've ever ranked in my entire life, and probably was the best year competitively of my entire life.
Gosh, it feels so great to get a win. I'm so stoked.
We've got our title match. It's going to be Tatiana Weston-Webb versus Carissa Moore.
Tatiana qualified for the WSL Finals and was one heat away from achieving her dream of a maiden world title.
It's interesting when you look at the Rip Curl WSL Finals and remember what Tatiana did that day.
Incredible. Carissa gonna come in, regroup.
This will officially be going into a third and deciding world title match.
It was very close. There's one turn. Now lining up the finish. She can't hang on. And that was probably the difference with her winning the world title last year.
Carissa Moore, your 2021 world champion.
Directly after the finals, I wasn't proud of my performance. I felt so close to achieving my dream, and it was really hard for me to process. Looking back, all I feel is pride at my performance, and I'm really, really grateful that I've had such an amazing year. Last year was a lot of pressure for me, and I've never been under that sort of pressure before, and so at the moment, I'm just trying to give myself grace, and just enjoy competitive surfing.
Semifinal 2 is a face-off between Tatiana and five-time world champion Carissa Moore.
Tatiana Weston-Webb now up and riding on her forehand. Just drifts that tail around. And Carissa with a strong paddle, a big left opening up in front of her. Beautiful, clean face, great snap, and out onto the face for that nice wrap. Tatiana Weston-Webb answering back.
She times it perfectly straight up into the pocket.
Tati's gonna get the best of that exchange.
Carissa, strong hit on her backhand, two-turn combination, chasing a 5.77. It's a 5.17, not enough. Tatiana Weston-Webb now looking at a final against Lakey Peterson.
You think about that's in September, how long you have to wait to kind of get redemption. It probably felt amazing to get one back on the five-time world champ.
Yeah, Carissa always inspires me to surf better, and obviously I lost the title to her last year. I'm really, really proud and happy that I made that heat.
In the final, Tatiana Weston-Webb takes on Lakey Peterson.
One big turn.
Yeah.
It gives you two unreal.
It's a great final. They both earned it. First of all, they had to get through Carissa and Steph on finals day. That's a huge accomplishment.
Aggressive compete, huh?
Be champ, right?
From Tati's performance this morning, I feel like she's on point, although Lakey probably surfs these types of waves a lot more.
Tatiana Weston-Webb
Beautiful two-turn combo.
puts the first score on the board.
That one hurts a little bit, so let's see what Lakey can do.
Great opening snap. Gets a little bit caught up, manages to whip it around on the second turn.
That's exactly what Lakey wants.
Tatiana's gonna have a piece of it, drawing off the bottom. Great click to start things off with. Goes in for that second, jams the tail. Lakey to have one last chance. Putting a lot of effort into that, but will it be the 8.16 she needs? Scores to come through. 7.17 for her last wave, not enough. It is Tatiana Weston-Webb, your MEO Pro Portugal champion for 2022.
I know God has a plan. I'll just trust in it and keep surfing and trying my best. And I just had such a terrible start to the year. To continue to believe in myself was something that I was struggling with. You just need to continue to believe in yourself no matter what.
Let's hear it for your champion, Tatiana Weston-Webb.
With the win, Tatiana moves up 10 spots in the rankings to 4th place. Brisa Hennessy maintains the yellow jersey, and Carissa Moore and Lakey Peterson are tied for 2nd. Coming up next, we crown a men's champion.
Flaring up hard, Colapinto. Toledo looking for something here, needs a score.
Welcome back to Supertubos for the MEO Pro Portugal.
I'm psyched.
Earlier in the quarterfinals, American Griffin Colapinto's stellar run continued as he earned the first perfect 10 of the year.
Call it what? Call it a 10-point ride.
It almost felt like I won the contest for a second, but then I realized I still have more heats to surf.
23-year-old Griffin Colapinto represents the next generation of title contenders. The Californian has made a big impact since he joined the championship tour in 2018.
Bomb drop for Griffin, he's deep. This wave spits everything out and Griffin makes it.
Absolutely perfect. 10s across the board by every judge.
Oh my God, that's the best barrel of my life.
For Griffin, 2021 was a breakthrough year.
Griffin Colapinto is your U.S. Open of Surfing champion.
All day, baby, all day! I haven't had a win since I was a junior, like 16 years old, and it's been like a burden on me, and I just, yeah, it came together.
Last score now coming in for Colapinto. Not enough. And our surfer in that top 5 position out.
It's a sad story.
It was a career year for Griffin, but the season didn't end well for the Californian. He missed out on competing in his backyard at the WSL Finals by 1 spot.
It was a super hard pill to swallow, and like I remember I came in from the heat I lost, and I was so just devastated.
I'm sorry, man.
When you lose, you learn way more because it's like it stings so bad that whatever lessons you had learned right there, you'll always remember because of how much it hurt. I can't believe that last wave didn't give me anything. When I heard that we were going back to lowers for the finals, it's like the best news ever because I just wanted to be going for a title in front of all my friends and family. That's like such a big motivation for me.
With an opportunity to compete at his home break for a world title, Griffin is looking for a shot at redemption.
My goal is to win a world title this year for sure. I just think about myself when I was super young. That was like my biggest dream ever, and I don't want to let that little kid down, you know? I want to like do it for him.
In semifinal 1, Griffin takes on 2-time world champion John Florence.
If you're looking for a cheeky slingshot, that's down there after a ride.
What's better?
Griff will use the priority here. He'll have to just drive around a section. He'll go above the lip, and collect the rotation and get a little clip on the finish too.
Here we go with John Florence.
It's a nice snap from him, a stinging turn, then a bit more rail in that one. Meanwhile, behind him, on a drawn-out right-hander, flaring up hard, Colapinto gets it done really nice.
It is so amazing to do it in such a tight space.
He's done it again with a single big outrageous maneuver.
That was crazy, dude.
This was just a heat that got away from John. Meanwhile, Griffin Colapinto just going to be continuing being in form here at Supertubos.
I kind of feel in that clear-minded state. It doesn't really seem like that big of a deal at the moment. You know, if I could take this one out, it'd be the best day of my life.
Semifinal 2 features 2019 world champion Italo Ferreira versus Brazilian Felipe Toledo.
Ferreira, there's the rotation, stomps it.
This was crazy, so inverted there, landing the flats. That is the way he wanted to start.
Here goes Toledo. Off the bottom, big rotation, clicks it, stomps it, and he'll whip one. He'll go down on the second turn. All right, here we go. Toledo looking for something here, needs a score. He takes to the air and gets the rotation. Lead goes to Toledo. We're game on here for a big finish. Ferreira in reply as he'll go into, and it looks like Felipe Toledo, he'll be heading into that final.
The final is set as American Griffin Colapinto faces Brazilian Felipe Toledo.
Now trying to start things off quick against Felipe Toledo. He throws down the nose pick reverse.
Meanwhile, on the other side, we have Felipe Toledo.
Backhand snap with a fan of spray to the sky. Quickly down the beach for Toledo. So Griffin needs a 7-5 here. Hard off the bottom. Big vertical for Griff. His best ride so far. And his first lead change here in the final. And Toledo's on the hunt. Going straight up. Hammers the first. Second, vertical, solid and complete, late to the end section. Meanwhile, Griffin on another set. Drills the first lip line, hammers the second again. And things are getting exciting.
It's gonna be close.
I'm nervous.
It's gonna be close.
They could go 8-5 on Felipe.
Scores in for his last, a 7.53, almost matching Griffin's best. For Griffin, it was a 6.67, so he got his lead back.
It is looking bright right now for Griffin Colapinto with the lead and priority.
And of course, Colohandino wants to be first on the scene.
2, 1.
A big hug and embrace. He does it for California and he does it for San Clemente, the MEO Pro Portugal champ, presented by Rip Curl, Griffin Colapinto.
I love you so much. I don't even know. It's so weird. You just get in this mode where it's like you're not even thinking about anything, and you know, even winning, it doesn't even feel like the way I thought it would feel. You know, I'm still in this like kind of calm state where, you know, it hasn't even set in. I can't believe the people I had to go through to get to this win. It's as good as it gets.
We haven't had anyone win from California since 2009. That is a long time. It's 2022. Huge win for Griffin, huge win for California.
With the win, Griffin moves up 20 spots to 7th place. Kano Igarashi takes the yellow jersey, and Kelly Slater is in 2nd place as the tour heads to Australia. Now the tour sets its sights on Australia and the most iconic stop on the championship tour, the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach. Be sure to watch the next episode of WSL Presents as the road to the Rip Curl WSL Finals rolls on.